If you were a monster, what would be the grossest part about you?
Rar.
My shoulders.
My hair.
I'd have like 3 arms.
What is happening? Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
Your shoulders and your hair? What about your shoulders and your hair?
So, you know Groot, right? Like from
Despicable Me?
no, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, the tree, the giant tree.
So he has like these little like shoulder pads that like go up, right? And I was imagining as like if I was a monster, I'd have like really ugly like those shoulder pads, kind of like he does, and that's like the ugliest part about him. Even though like he's kind of like cute in the inside, but his shoulders, I don't know, just to me were very like they came out to me. And I was just like, it's very ugly about him. So if I was a monster, that'd be the ugliest part of myself.
Remember, you already have gross hair, so it was...
Honestly, I don't need this.
I think you have nice hair, Amber.
Thank you, Sean.
I agree.
No,
What?
you
You
can't.
can't
You
agree?
can't. You
What?
literally just dissed me. You
I
can't.
agree.
No, you can't just come
No,
back.
I'm changing my mind.
No,
No.
you can't change your mind.
No,
Yeah.
I actually think you have cool hair.
No.
Also, we've gotten, when we were at Playlist Live, somebody came up to us, and it was
a famous
one of the-
YouTuber.
It was a famous YouTuber, and he was on Ellen too.
Oh yeah, he's on.
And he was like, wow, like before we even said anything, like he walked up to the 3 of us and he was like, you guys all have such
cool
crazy
freaking hair.
Is that what he said?
That's exactly what he said.
He
Just
said-
like that?
Cool freaking hair.
Wow. Yeah.
Dang. Well, what about your hair would be so gross?
I was thinking more like fur, not
Around
like
your
hair
whole
on my
body?
head. Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
I meant like hair.
Oh, you'd
like
be hairy.
Like I would be like a grrr
Would there be stuff
monster.
on your hair or like on your
No,
fur?
What,
I
like
just
lice?
think that like like society, hair on your body, it's gross. Fur, gross. Let's go with that. Okay.
Okay. What did I say? Oh, yeah,
3
3
arms.
arms. Yeah, I'd have like an
arms.
arm sticking out of my stomach. That's what I was thinking when I said like,
Why?
because imagine just like my arm out of my stomach just grabs food and just sucks it in.
That would
Oh,
probably
wait.
be the
I don't
ugliest
even-
thing because of the symmetry thing. You know how like symmetry's
Oh,
beauty, and like if that arm
Nah,
was
it's
not
still
in the middle.
symmetrical.
Oh, it's still in symmetrical. Okay.
Oh, actually, it's coming out of like,
The left side, like
my
random.
Oh
left
no,
rib.
yeah, that would make it ugly.
That would be make it ugly.
but I don't even have to put
would
food
it be
in my mouth.
would it be
just
stronger than your
grabs.
arms? Would it be stronger than your arms or like
Yeah.
yeah?
Like I'd work it out. like anytime I'm sitting at the dinner table, I can still have a conversation and my third arm's just grabbing food and just putting it in itself. All right?
It's lifting weights while you're just like doing normal work.
That was an unnecessarily long intro. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Strange Flavors. This is brought to you by Alif Theory. My name is FARAS.
My name is Shimmer.
My name is Amber.
What's up with you guys recently? Did you guys catch the Super Bowl at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched like after the second quarter.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Were you excited that the Eagles won, or you don't care?
I mean, I didn't care for either team, but I did prefer Eagles just
Yeah,
because
the
underdog.
Everything,
Yeah.
Except Philly destroyed their city, and but it's okay. But it's okay
It's
when
okay. Yeah,
when they do it.
their own
Yeah.
city.
Anyways, the commercials. Yeah. Okay. So, what was your guys' favorite commercial? Would you say?
I have 2, but you know.
Ooh.
I already know which one. Your freaking Cardi B
Oh my
Amazon commercial.
God.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Second one is Tiffany Haddish with the Groupon commercial, just because she's hilarious. She may not have been hilarious in the commercial, but it was hilarious that they put her in that commercial if you knew the background of why she was in that commercial in the first place.
My favorite one was, I don't know if it was the Budweiser one, but it was like with the water,
Yeah.
because I was not expecting to see water. Like I was expecting, oh, it's a beer commercial, normal beer, and then like out of nowhere they're dumping like clear liquid, and I'm like, wait, what? Like that's definitely not beer.
That's not the beer that I'm chugging on the weekends.
And so then it's like water, and it's like, oh, it's for you, and then they
Retweet.
put the states in, and I'm like, that's dope. I was not expecting
That was my favorite one. But okay, so first of all, Tide had like 50 commercials, which was weird. I was like, where's Tide getting all this money from? But then I realized like all these kids, they were
Tide
buying all these
Pods.
Tide Pods,
Right.
and then Tide like was going crazy on their business, and they were like, yo, we can have Super Bowl commercials, keep buying these Tide Pods. It was
Right.
good. No, that didn't happen. But there was this Ram commercial that was controversial. It had the Martin Luther King
yeah.
speech
Right.
behind it. What was your guys' sort of like initial take on that? And do you think that it was wrong? Or?
I mean, I guess I didn't have enough time to process it because I didn't actually watch it during the Super Bowl, but I watched it afterwards. And I mean, for me, like I like when I hear old audio, but you know, like that, I really like that. but I think as a statement and then like what it's portraying to, I kind of didn't fully understand what was going on with the whole thing. I guess.
It just seemed like they may have been just using like a movement to their own benefit.
Yeah.
Like they just, you know, used all that and they're like, yeah, strong ram. And it's like it didn't resonate with me too well, because it was like they were trying to make this whole like thing out of it, and then in the end it was, I mean, obviously they're going to do it to promote their own brand, but it just seems
disingenuous.
Yeah, it didn't seem as genuine anymore.
So actually, the rest of that speech is actually Martin Luther King Jr. talking about, you know, how capitalism can be corrupt, which is really funny because they're using the speech to sell a truck.
Right.
When I first saw it, I'm the same way as you. I thought, like, you know, I was really inspired, and I was just like, God, like, this is so cool. And I knew it was MLK, so it's always anything that MLK says is just so powerful. And it was Black History Month, so I was like, okay, this is dope. I don't know what this is about me. But then I see the truck coming in. I was like, hold on. And then it was like, it was using his voice to, like, with the video playing of the truck, to sell that truck in a speech that's supposed to be like against, you know, what it's doing in itself. If it had been like Martin Luther King's speech, and then you know, they were giving good imagery, because they had some good stuff in there, that could have been powerful, and then it could have been like brought to you by Ram. I think that could have been cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were selling the truck through the speech was weird to me.
Yeah.
And I think people have the right to be upset about that, because that's kind of like you're disrespecting a legacy almost in a way, especially like, you know, what the speech had to do about. The Doritos commercial was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like Peter Dinklage and Morgan Freeman.
Which is that the only dwarf in Hollywood that they get? I feel like he's in every dwarf role. He was in the Elf movie.
They need to get Big Nick up here.
I've seen him a bunch of times, but like,
it's because like he rejected a lot of roles that like would use him as a midget, even though like, or dwarf, even though like he does do dwarf roles, but his whole thing is like, I don't want to fully be like that dwarf person. Like, they've made action movies off of him, and like they didn't touch on the dwarf subject at all, even though he was, which was really cool, because he was like very against it. Like, people really wanted to bash on him and use him as a dwarf for these roles, but he kind of like went against that, and he rejected so many roles, I guess, for that. And when he felt it was right and they portrayed him in like a good light, then he would do it.
Okay. The Elf role definitely wasn't a good light.
Yeah.
but
that, I think that was like one of his earlier works. Okay. That like he
didn't like have a choice, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so that commercial was like Busta Rhymes rhyming behind him, and it was cool. And then Morgan Freeman does Missy Elliott, which is pretty dope. But another thing that happened with Doritos in the news was Lady Doritos.
Oh my God.
What the heck is a Lady Dorito?
So like the CEO of PepsiCo, which owns,
can I guess?
Doritos.
Yeah, guess.
Is it a thinner Dorito?
Sort of. Like, okay, so it's kind of she wanted to make a chip. Like, the CEO thought that most girls weren't eating. She noticed that guys were eating chips more than girls, and she kind of thought that it's because the sound the chip makes when you bite into it.
Stop.
And so she wanted to make a type of chip where it doesn't make that much sound.
Well, so it's
crunch.
supposed to be.
I don't care. I'm a girl. I'm a crunch and funny all if I want to. If I'm eating a chip, crunch, 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 munch.
It's supposed to be a cleaner, less crunchy chip.
Yeah.
And she was saying that guys, the way that they eat their chips is like full of glee, and they put the bag up and get all the crumbs, and then get the dust on their fingers and lick it off. And they're saying
that's
that
me
women,
too.
yeah. So that's the controversy. Is like, you know, women are like, you know, what do you mean? We need a cleaner chip and everything.
It would have been fine to make that chip, but don't call it a lady.
Yeah,
chip.
if she named it something else, like
a gender neutral chip.
No, not even that. Like, have nothing to do with genders.
That's
like,
what I'm
maybe,
saying. Like
I guess a less noisy chip, or like
a clean chip.
A clean chip.
So it could be for anybody that
Smart
doesn't
chip.
want.
Exactly.
You know.
Smart chip.
Just to put this out there, I eat my Doritos with chopsticks. Because I don't.
Stop.
Yeah. I eat a lot of things with chopsticks, like grapes.
Call them the Frost chips.
And I would happily eat a Lady Dorito. Okay.
Lady
So
Frost supports the Lady Dorito movement.
But this is on a whole subject of like gender targeted snacks, which is a thing. Because if you look at the way that snacks are targeted, or food in general, there is certain foods that apply to, like yogurt, for example.
Right.
How many times do you see a guy in a yogurt commercial, right?
And the Skinny Cow ice creams.
Oh, true.
Yeah, they always have like lady-oriented type
Yeah.
things. Like, oh, it's a lady type of ice cream.
Even pads, man. Like,
Oh
like-
my god.
I'm joking.
But this whole thing is like, it's not only with snacks either. If you look around us, shampoo. You know,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
shampoo for guys and girls,
Yeah.
and for some reason when you get in the shower and you look at the shampoo there, you're like, oh dang, I can't use this one like this for women.
Didn't they
Like-
have the Bic pens too? The Bic
Oh, they
pens
did.
for
Wait,
girls.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
they did.
remember.
They did.
What was it exactly? They colored it pink or something?
It was
or-
pink and purple pens.
Wow.
It was Bic for girls.
Deodorant is not something either that like needs to be
Oh, apparently the lady speed stick works better than the male ones.
really.
Interesting,
Yeah,
because
and
I
so,
know
like,
girls who use the Old Spice.
There's a bunch of guys that would get lady speed stick.
You know what I was thinking? Like, do you think that like women's razors work better as well because they're supposed to be?
I think men's
softer on
work
the
better.
skin? You think so?
Yeah, because men have more blades in their razors typically, right? You guys have at least
But then
3
you get
blades.
less cuts.
How many
Because you guys
blades do
get
you have?
closer. I mean, disposable ones and like some just have like 2 to 3, but like
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like the guys
We go to,
ones
like,
gets
8. It's like that.
closer to the skin, whereas girls are like, shave for like 2 hours and then like grow back.
I don't know. I mean,
Interesting.
what do you guys think about the whole? Do you? I mean, is it appropriate in some situations? And
It does depends on the situation.
when it comes to like snacks and
Yeah, snacks. It's like,
like hygiene products, maybe because maybe like a girl
Yeah.
doesn't want to be if
Hormones
smell,
or
the
something.
smell or something like that.
maybe I
Yeah.
don't know. But with the snacks, it's just like come on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It would, then
That's a
then it's
reach.
just like shameful.
Yeah,
That's a reach.
You know, I'd happily eat Lady Doritos if they're gonna start making those. If they're
Well,
gonna
I mean,
call them
that
Lady
doesn't
Doritos,
really
come on.
change anything. You are a lady.
Okay, speaking of gender roles, we've got an amazing two. Well, okay, come on, that was good. Man, wife, and Lady Doritos.
okay.
Yeah, fair.
That was a
Yeah.
Speaking
Not-
of gender roles,
not
okay.
my top segues.
It was smooth, but it was like a little bumps in there. You know?
Yeah.
It was like a,
like a
little,
bumpy road
little bumpy
because they're in a
road,
van.
but it was smooth because boom, dang.
Okay,
That was all
well,
me.
this will give it away.
That
But
was-
okay, so guys, our guest this week, our guests, is ManWife VanLife.
Oh my gosh.
They are incredible. They travel the entire country in a van and live out of it, and they have awesome experiences sharing what it's like to do that, and all the questions that you're probably wondering right away. They answer. So, we were very lucky to have them on here today. Everybody, please welcome ManWife VanLife.
First,
It's multiple colors and it has a bunch of stickers on it.
Wait,
when,
so, like-
when I researched the van, it looked like the free candy like type van.
No, it's not free candy type man. We do joke around. We're like, we should.
Do you
like,
ever
just-
get looks like that? Like, yo, why is there a van
Well,
over here?
so our van, the thing it stands out is because of every place we go, every unique place, we try to get like a souvenir sticker and we throw it on top of our van.
That's cool.
So people like, we'll be in the van, like in a parking lot, just taking a break, trying to sleep, and you'll see people come out and just like stand outside the van. And like, oh my god, we've been there.
Oh, just
And-
looking at the stickers? Oh, that's pretty
and
cool.
they don't realize we're inside. So we just kind of listen to their conversations, and they're always like sort of envious, and they're like, man, these guys are so cool. And I'm like,
Has it ever gotten vandalized?
yes, twice.
Like spray paint?
No, not that bad. One time somebody just put their own sticker on there.
Yeah.
Supreme.
And then the most recent one was they took one of my stickers off. So I was like,
They stole it.
yeah.
See, the stealing is not cool, but I would think that if a van is covered in stickers, I'd be like, okay, free promotion.
If it's
So we get a sticker from places we go,
Yeah.
and they're like nicer sticker. We don't just put
like Yellowstone sticker,
Yeah.
Yosemite. Like it won't be like Red Bull, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like
Okay.
like a natural place, like landscape. We don't do like cities or businesses.
Yeah.
Like one time we were in Portland, Oregon, and I really wanted to get this one sticker from this donut shop, Voodoo Donuts,
Yes.
and I was like, I'm gonna put it on my van. But then we were like, nah, that's like free
That's like
promotion
promoting
for
them.
them.
Did you like Voodoo Donuts?
Dude, it was awesome, but it's like long line.
it was.
I thought it was overrated.
Yes, that's what I thought
Okay,
too. It was
same.
so sweet, and it was like I got
It was
the
like
one-
The experience was
It was like
awesome.
random stuff that you don't even like. They're
Put
just
on
putting
it's one time
a
thing.
fruit roll up and covered in cereal on a donut. Like, come on, I could do
Yeah,
that.
it was
I
like
could do
one
that
time
one.
thing, just for experience. Like
And they're selling it for like $20.
Crazy, yeah.
yes,
yes,
they're so
yes.
It's
expensive.
like, come
yeah.
on.
But do you know the sad part is so many people buy all these donuts and they eat it and they don't even finish it, and the throw it in the trash, and there's like a line of
That's
homeless
what I did.
people. Well, yeah, so there's a line of
line
homeless
of
people who
homeless-
just to pick it up and take it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sad when we were there.
What's the layout inside the van like?
We have a mattress, and then we have this black box in front of mattress, well, kind of under mattress. That's where we put our clothes in. And we have Yeti cooler. That's our fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And
A what
else?
cooler?
A Yeti cooler.
Yeti cooler?
Yeah.
It's like
That sounds cool.
your little styrofoam cooler, but for $400.
Why? Oh, does
It's-
it just
why
last
is it that
longer?
expensive?
It's supposed
So
to
like the voodoo donuts of
Yeah.
Yes. So well, we
It's supposed to like the ice supposed to last
stay a lot longer.
So let's get to the root of this. Arizu and Talal, right?
Yes.
So you go by ManWife VanLife.
Yes.
Yes.
What is that? Where did you start that? And what does that mean?
Okay. So we had a really tough 2016. Like life wise, like we had dogs and we had a lot of animals, and
We
then
still have dogs.
well, we still have dogs. So then-
Living in the van?
no.
That okay.
I was gonna have a heart attack.
Let me start from beginning. We met at ACC, Howard Community College,
Okay.
and we got married on 2014. Yes,
She forgot.
Yeah, she's supposed to one. I'm supposed to forget.
2014 we got married, and then couple months later we bought a house, and we had 3 German shepherds. So we were living in an apartment. We were breaking all the rules and everything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're like, we need to buy a bigger house. So we bought a house, and our dogs weren't fixed. So our female dog we have 1 female and 2 male. Our female dog got pregnant, and she
They're
had
getting it on.
Yeah.
she had 11 puppies.
We
Wow.
Yeah.
we had like a really hard, like we were working full time, going school full time, taking care of these puppies, and we burnt out, and then
And they're messing around behind your back.
yeah, I know, right? So we found good homes. A lot of research went into it, finding the best homes we could find, get those puppies once they're 8 weeks out. And we were just sitting outside in Owings Mills in a parking lot one day, and she's like, man, I hate Maryland. I hate the people in Maryland. I need to get the hell out of here. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just drive right now and go someplace. And that like idea, like that I guess that sentence made me started researching. And I was like, we had these puppies. At that point, we still had puppies, and we took them to the vet, and we had to put them in giant boxes because we could not fit them in our car. And we're like, if nobody takes these puppies, we will need a van to take them to the vet, because there's no way we can put 11 dogs in like a sedan or SUV. And from there, I'm like, well, we'll get a van. And then I was like, why don't we just, once the puppies are gone, we like make it like a camper van. And camper vans, like RVs, cost a lot of money. So I looked into it, and I saw a lot of people were sort of doing this already. Like the idea I had, and I thought I was like unique idea, me doing my own thing. Turns out there's already smart people out there. So I ran it by her, and I'm like, we can do this whole van life. It's like the whole trendy thing going on right now.
Is
Like,
this a movie right now? I feel like I'm watching a trailer.
He has this planned out. He's like the story. Like this is
a movie trailer right now. All right, go on.
It's like, you know how people are eating organic food, minimalism. So van life is the next thing. Like instead of living in mansions, people are like just condensing down.
Where
So-
did you find this lifestyle on the internet? Like on YouTube?
Well, I literally Googled live in a van, and then it's just started populating. Like we found families doing it with like kids. So we sort of chose this lifestyle. Like I guess you can call it a self-inflicted homelessness. we have a house. We had good jobs, and then we're like, why don't we just take a break and just go over, like drive all
Did you
over
quit your
America.
jobs?
Yeah, we quit our job. Well, it took almost a year in preparation. So 2016, and we sold everything. We got rid of all our cars, car payments, sold everything, stopped going out, stopped buying stuff, save. And then come April, like we set a deadline, May 1st we take off.
So it was a year in the making of that.
The
year
year-
in the whole, like coming up from the idea to
Yeah.
leaving was like
Get
about a
ready,
year.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
Arizu, what was your thought process while he's telling you all of this? Are you just like, yep, sounds good? Do you have any concerns?
I was excited. At the same time, I was scared. I was like, we're gonna live in a van. That's crazy. We have a big house. Why are we living in our house, going living in a van? I was excited. I didn't know what's gonna happen. I was like, okay, we'll see, I guess. I like to try different new things, and that's one thing about us, we always do different things, and people are like, you guys are crazy. And I'm
That's
like,
dope.
why not? I mean, life is too short. Let's try.
See, the thing is, for both of us, and a lot of people can relate to it, especially our age group, it's like life is hard. Like we are told, high school, college.
How old are you guys, by the way?
Want to go take the? So
There you
I'm
go.
young. I'm the young one here.
Okay.
I'm
So-
28.
So I'll be 27 in later this
Why are
year.
you so
You're a
ashamed,
year-
girl? Why are you so ashamed? Be
not
proud.
ashamed. It's almost
Be,
like,
be proud.
Yeah, he's the one that made it weird.
Yeah.
She was ready, and then he's like, I don't know if you want to let
well,
go. Like,
well, see, I feel like I get in
But the
trouble.
funny thing is, like, I am the one who look a lot younger than
Yeah.
him.
I have to do
Everybody's
this on
like,
purpose, okay?
No,
I
you
have to
don't.
look
You
do look
older
younger.
because she's like always throwing that age card. I am right because I'm older.
Wow.
That is not true
That's
at
awesome.
all.
If that is true.
That's not true at all.
Well, we like our lives are kind of sort of planned by our parents. We felt like do this, go to school, become doctor, engineer, lawyer, have kids,
Yeah.
get married, have kids, right? And we were like, life should be a lot more than that. And you guys will probably see it too. But like our age group, all our friends we went to school with started popping kids, and everybody's expecting us to do it. And I'm
We
like,
don't want to have kids.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
we're
because
so
like
young.
especially like with the Desi mentality, it's like you gotta have kids.
you're not both Desi though, are you?
Well, I am
You're-
Desi,
you're-
so
So you're brown. You're, and then you're.
I'm from Iran.
Iran. Okay.
yeah. So I'm from Pakistan.
On
Pakistan.
my side of the family really don't say anything. Like,
So
in
still
my-
the immigrant mentality.
Yes, immigrant. Yeah.
So then, what were your parents thinking when you came up with this idea?
Our parents are chill with it, right?
Really?
Well, no.
Really?
With the idea, okay. I thought the
were
kids.
crazy.
Again.
No,
well,
not-
yeah, no. People were like, "You guys are idiots," and they're like, "What the hell is wrong with
Did
you?"
you announce it? Like,
Everybody thought we're gonna come back within 2 weeks. They're like, "You guys gonna come
2
back? You
days,
guys gonna come
and
back?"
then we and then 2 weeks, and then next thing we know, we come back like 8 months later.
Wait.
And
So what was the goal? Like, you just wanted to leave and like travel
We-
everywhere, or?
So here's the thing. You know how people travel to take pictures? They're like all over fancy places in the world. And I'm like, why don't we? I'm sure like the geographic landscape of the United States covers all these things. Mountains, waterfalls, like everything, like oceans on both sides, right? So I'm like, instead of even to go from Maryland to Florida for like a week trip for Disney for two people is $3,000. And same thing, like if you want to go Venice, I'm like, why don't we just take this budget and just hit every single state and not just drive through it, spend at least a week in each state and look at all the spots in that state. And that's how we started. We planned it, and I just started, I use this website called onlyinyourstate.com, and it will show you all these things that the mainstream places don't tell you about. I was just start plotting it on my Google Maps on my phone. And once we planned the van, and we were like, okay, we need to come up with something, like make it into something. That we can't just leave and do this. We need to like come up with a name. So that's
like record
yes, like do
our
that.
experiences.
Yeah, and we were like, we're both college students. We'll quit our jobs and we'll just focus on school full time and travel. And we were like, of course it's gonna cost money, right? So our plan was to come up with $1,000 a month budget. So if you can save $12,000, you can have a blast a whole year. So that includes food, fuel, phone, gas, health insurance, everything in $1,000 a month. It's very hard to do it, but if you put your mind to it, it's doable. We started with that mentality, and then we were like, screw it, we'll just eat fast food every day. And we were
Now
just,
you eat fast food every day now?
No, well,
Okay. First of all, let me answer that question. For my thing was like he said, I hate Maryland. I don't hate it, but I'm tired of living in Maryland. It's like so congested and expensive for no reason. So I was like, one of our main goal was like we travel, see America, and see which state we like the most to move there. And then the other thing is like we realize like all people go other countries and spend a lot of money to see, and there's like all this thing there is in America you can see. There's so much to see. And then the fast food part is we plan to eat healthy. We always do that beginning of month. We're like, we're gonna eat healthy. We go Walmart, we buy all this healthy thing, and then we don't eat them, they go bad. And then because we go library, we study there do our homework. Like we sit in library 8-9 hours, and then by the time we're done, we're so tired. We're like, let's just grab some fast food. So
Yeah.
we've been eating fast food for
well, there were some
8
things
months.
we did not anticipate, like a lot of things, right? So we were like, first thing we need is a van. We need a sleeping quarters in the van. where are we gonna shower? Where are we gonna use the bathroom? Right? We don't have a built.
Yeah, that was my main
Yeah.
concern there.
There was not built in, and especially girls, like guys, you can just
Right.
go outside and do your thing. So I had to come up with all this because she came up with all these valid questions, and I'm like doing research. So first thing was like bathroom. So I was like, well, we got a shovel, and I got her this stick thing.
I should have brought it.
What is it?
A shovel and a stick thing.
No,
Well,
it's
not
not
a
a
stick.
stick,
It's a
it's called-
tube. It's a funnel. It's a funnel for girls that
It called Gogar.
It's made for like.
yes, they can stand and pee through
So
it.
the stand to pee, they
Yes,
have that
yes.
for like the transgender girls to
Yeah,
they
that-
use
Yeah,
all
it's
the time.
like
A lot
if
of
you
them-
go outdoors.
Is it like
as
an
a girl-
STP or
Is
something?
it good? Is it good? Like.
Yes.
It works.
Just don't put it in your backpack because
Stop.
Okay, so I had to do research and come up with every issue she had and come. So like this pee thing, right? I found it. I had no idea it existed. I was like Googling how can girls pee like guys, and eventually I was doing all sorts of weird.
Guess what the clickbait is this week?
So, and then I found this thing, and I started watching like reviews on YouTube, and women
Reviews?
women
No,
use
they
it for
have
camping.
I've
Women
seen a
use it
bunch
for
of-
camping.
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like people use
It's
it a
a
lot for
common
camping
thing.
and
That's
outdoor
awesome.
activities.
It's literally a silicone funnel that you can fold in and make like a little like very small, like a quarter roll size, and
goes
it
in
pops
the
out.
tube, yeah.
They can stand, put it on, pee through it like a guy, and shake it. Well, and then go.
Why are you shaking it?
Shake the thing? It has
Yeah,
pee in it,
yeah,
so
you have to,
you
like,
gotta
shake
shake
it
it,
out.
and
Yo.
pour water
Wash
on.
it or like
Main-
wipe it off or
My
something.
main question is, did you bring a lota?
Well, see, the Lota thing, we just use water bottles, like
Okay.
the empty water bottles. But that was the main concern. Like, if we have to go shovel, dig a little hole, squat on it, and do our thing.
Like on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Isn't
That's
it?
if we do not find bathroom, which that never
Right.
happens.
Isn't that
For some reason,
illegal?
I'm thinking like you don't have bathrooms available,
Right.
but
Yeah.
then you can
Well,
go
there
slap
was
anywhere.
a time we were driving for like 5-6 hours and there was nothing.
We were in
literally
areas
nothing.
that there was no civilization. So
At
it was
Lock
for
the
all.
them.
funnel, shake
no
it up,
phone
let's do it.
signal, No
Yeah.
stores,
is
no
that-
gas station,
No.
nothing.
Isn't that technically illegal though? Or
I mean, if you're on BLM land or national parks, not national parks, national forest
Yeah.
land.
It's
Honestly,
free
just don't make
land.
sure nobody's
Maybe-
around, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
that would be the case for anybody though.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
If you don't have a bathroom available for 5 hours, I'm
Go.
copping
no,
the
I
funnel.
mean definitely me too. But I'm like, is that not a concern?
I mean,
guess?
If there's,
So
if there's
area-
nobody around for 5 hours, I don't think a
Yeah.
police officer's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
to drive by.
like,
There's nobody
okay.
to see anyway. It's
so
like,
we
who's
don't
gonna
have
catch you?
we don't have an RV with a bathroom in there. We
Okay.
just got a van that was a passenger van.
Yeah.
Took the middle seats out, made a little living room. Back seat, we flipped it down, threw a mattress on top, and it's like all wobbly, nothing secured. And my thing was like I didn't want to build anything. I wanted to do the most simple method possible, and I just put stuff around, like just the layout, and everything worked. And we ordered those squished vacuum mattresses from Amazon, threw it in there, put like industrial rubber mats for grip in our little living section, which is the size of this coffee table, and that's where all our living stuff happened. If we weren't driving and she wasn't a passenger, and then that living area, and then the sleeping area.
So what's the shower situation?
So shower situation was hard. Like, okay, do we just dive in a lake when we see one? Like, what do we do?
Right.
And I came up, like, I started looking up gyms, and the gyms with the most branches across the United States.
That's so smart.
And,
Planet Fitness?
Yep. And $10 a month,
20.
20
For
bucks
a
a month.
shower.
Well, the lucky thing is she gets the massage. I don't, because I'm always the guest. Because we got it on
Always
her
the
name.
guest.
Because you get a membership, you can bring a guest. So if you get
Yeah.
one membership, it was
Instead
on
of
my
getting two
name, and I
memberships-
bring
So you're always
this
the guest.
Yeah, so I'm always the guest, and like she holds the key, even though it's like I'm the driver. It's on my key, like the card, the scan code. It's like she can have the whole black spa massage and everything,
Yeah.
and I'm like, just use the bathroom, come back out, and that's
Funny
it.
thing is, like,
We didn't even use one
didn't
day
even
we worked out.
exercise.
In the whole year, one day we worked out.
Yeah.
And we would just go in there, use the bathroom, and just be like, we're only here for like 20 minutes. We'll be out, shower. So we made a routine every time, every place we picked, it has to have a Walmart, a Planet Fitness, a library in close proximity.
Why Walmart?
Supplies, grocery. Because
Plus, they let us park over
yeah,
there,
parking
too.
is a big thing
Oh.
across the
Oh,
country.
yeah, yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
just park anywhere because they're gonna be like no sleeping in the vehicles. So Walmart is pretty lenient because a lot of camper vans come through there and
Most
tractor
of the
trailers.
states.
Yeah.
You have blinds there, right?
Yeah, we have blinds in the van, and the stickers on the van was another like layer of blinds because just like so it served two purposes. And
Are you the main driver?
you know how
Or
many
do you both drive?
miles she drove? Okay, not counting our return back to Maryland. In like good 7-8 months, she drove 100 miles, and I drove
Really?
30,000 miles.
Wow.
I
So-
hate driving the van. It's because it's so big and
It is.
I am short, and it's like I'm like looking for the thing to press. I'm like, oh my god, I can't see. And then like when I drive 2 hours, I'm like, I'm done. I need to stop. I need to like pull over. I can't do it. It's
It
like,
actually, like me, my right leg would start hurting, especially city driving. Like if I drive to Times Square,
Is your right leg like massive compared to your left one?
I don't know, man.
He's pushing a lot of pedal there.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
saying.
big calf muscle on the right one compared to the left. But
He has
like,
a limp. He's like, yeah, that's my driving leg. 30,000 miles.
but it's like open roads not a problem, cruise control. But like city
Oh,
driving,
yeah.
it's just pain. It's like because the gas pedal is so much harder. It's a big van, and with our stuff in there, it gets heavier. So going back to Yeti, the fancy ice box we got, we needed some way to like get food that doesn't go bad, right? It's like milk, cheese and stuff like that.
lunch meat.
You might as well grow a garden in there somehow. You have everything
Right.
else.
On the top, on the top.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the temperature inside the van was really bad. Sometimes it was so cold. Sometimes it was like so hot.
Oh, yeah, what do you do about that? If it's like a cold place you're staying, like,
So our strategy was northern states in the summer, southern states in the winter. That was our strategy, and it kind of helped a lot. The biggest threat we faced was mosquitoes, because like if we gotta crack the windows open, and mosquitoes will find their way, and literally just scratching all night.
The hottest place was Florida. It was
Humid
hot
one, yeah.
and humid. It was horrible, and I hated. Like I remember we couldn't even sleep, and then we get up like at 2 a.m. We went to
Okay.
the beach.
We made the mistake
do
of
you
going
sleep
to
outside or you?
No, we sleep in the van. We made the mistake of going to Florida in July or June
June.
right? We were not supposed to be in Florida till January. But my sister was graduating, so I was like, if I leave West, I'm not coming back for it. So I was like, I'll just go to Florida and then come back to attend your graduation. So we got to Florida our first night. It was so hot. Like literally
Miserable.
faces were dripping from, like it was so humid. I had to like find like on my Google Maps like some private house where I can like sneak the van on their beach, open the back doors, and just have that ocean breeze come in. Because we could like we were in parking lots. We were like, we can't do this. Like literally our shirts were drenched because of humidity.
It was
And
So you said you've been. Have you hit every state?
we have hit 45 out of 50 states, not including Alaska and Hawaii. Because we wanted to go to Alaska. Problem is, if we shipped the car there or got on a ferry, it costed more than what the van cost one way. So we were like, we'll just drive there. The reason we didn't want to go straight off from Maryland to Alaska is because we wanted to focus on U.S. first, and then like next year be like do like a trip from Florida to Alaska in like 6-month period.
Would you ever ditch the van and go like global?
That was our plan.
ManWife plane life.
Well, yeah, that
that was the plan. Like we do America first, and then we do Europe, but and then maybe Africa, or Asia. I don't know. But
in a van still.
no.
van. Well,
I
Africa on,
want to
like,
do
a zebra.
Europe, like backpacking, like walking around, getting on a train, get on a bus. You know, like Europe is like close by. You can get on train to go to other country or bus, whatever.
Right.
I want to do that. I want to backpack and obviously we cannot take the van, and we can't buy a car either because it's so expensive, car and the gas and everything.
unless
so
we get a sponsorship from like I don't know.
That
some,
was the
some
goal,
car. Yeah,
but
we were like we'll
that
make it
never
so big on
happened.
YouTube that like some like Ford will
No,
be
there's
like,
mad
yeah.
potential here.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I believe in it.
We were like we pop up when it comes to van life, and we do because this whole thing was experience first. Can we do this? Can we live like a nomadic lifestyle? If you can do it, what I wanted to do was do it in really bad parts of the world, like Syria, for example, become like a sort of wartime journalist and show people no bias news. Like, look, this is what I see. Like, have like a Google Glass or something. I don't know. This is what I see. This is what's happening. Make your own opinion about it. And I know it would be dangerous, so like I was like, you sit in Paris, and I'll just send you like USB drives or something.
USB drives.
But like our thing was eventually like find something in the world that needs attention, and cover that. That was that is the end goal. Life just throws curveballs at you all the time, so your plans, what you think you might want to do, will not be the same next month. This trip was a big soul searching thing for us.
Right.
Things we were like
We knew
when we were
time
teenagers.
ago. Yeah.
I would have applied myself so much differently.
It's like this country is like full of full of opportunities. Like there's so many things you can do. I didn't know myself. Well, I came here like when I was 18. So I came here as an adult, and like I didn't know a lot of things. I just started going college. Like everybody told me go college. I went college, so I didn't know a lot of things. And we saw so many. There's so many different things people do. Like Middle Eastern people, it's always about doctor, engineer, lawyer, and that's it. That's all they know. But there's like so much more out there people do, and you'd be amazed. You're like, oh my god, what did I know about all of this?
That's beautiful.
Everybody loved what we were doing who were not Desi.
Yeah.
But I
Right,
was
right.
like, how can we
That's a
change
good
the Desi mindset? But like, guys, do something unique, because you only live once, right? And I don't know.
Well, the thing about our culture is like people don't really live for themselves, they live for other people. It's like it's not acceptable to live this way. Everybody wants to have big house, expensive car, fancy job. That's all it is about it. They don't really live for themselves. They don't see what they wanted to enjoy. So it's not a lot of people are like us, like, well, we don't care what people say about us, whatever we do, whatever make us happy. A lot of people don't think that way.
I love
And
that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
like
the other thing is
in the
like-
beginning we were like going like this with family. Like they were like, why are you guys crazy? Why are you doing this? Gore log latka denge darakht pe, and something like stuff like that.
White
like,
people will hang you on a tree.
Like, lynch you.
That was the one thing. It was not only our community. A lot of people, even like
Black
white
folks said the same
American-
thing. Yeah.
No, even white American. Like I had people, friends, family. They tell us like, you guys gonna go to like other state. They're like white state, and you guys are the only brown people. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna do this stuff, and it
So
is not like that at
This,
all.
I don't look like this. I started growing my beard like long. Like I wanted to look as stereotypical Pakistani or Arab or Middle Eastern as possibly can. And she was like the better half. I was like, look like as acceptable in like, I guess the image of,
Why did you want to do that?
I wanted to get reactions, exactly how people see me and then how they change when they talk to me. There were areas where I was the darkest person for months. Like I was the darkest person there. But one thing I realized is the second I would talk to somebody with my background, what we were doing, they don't even think that.
People loved us. Like it's not like
Not-
in the media, like if news, Facebook, everything, they always like they try to make everything racist, and they try to make it like if you go to Pacific area it's bad, and everybody is against each other. It's not like that at all. It's like people loved us. They
We
were
saw Trump
so
supporters.
nice.
We saw like super liberals. Everybody was okay because like we didn't bring politics and religion in this. We brought adventure and travel, and we were like,
It's your attitude to
they were fine. We had a couple instances in northern Vermont where the lady wouldn't let me go in the gas station to get a Red Bull. I could see the fridge through the door of Red Bull, and she's like, we don't have any Red Bull.
That and the Canada Vermont border.
Oh my god, yeah. And then this American Border Patrol agent was like, I don't know, having a power trip because we accidentally went into Canada and had to come back and go through the
Okay, let me
checkpoint.
explain that part. There is a library in Vermont. It's like half is in America, half is in Canada.
Wow.
So we
Literally,
went there.
it has like a line through the library, which one side is America and which side is Canada.
So
Are
we
you allowed
went-
to? Are you allowed to walk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can walk.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
in
the
the,
library is
in the
fine.
library, you're fine.
Your passport.
Yeah.
So we went there, and then at first when we park, we both was walking there together, and then there's like part of border patrol is
Like
like
four
pulling-
SUVs just.
watching us like where are these people going and everything. And then the guy came and he's like, can I check you guys ID, are you guys US citizens and everything? We're like, yeah, sure, whatever. The next day he was in the library, and I was like, I'm gonna go walk to gas station and get myself a drink. I was by myself, nobody said anything, nobody did anything, nobody even care. And then a few hours later we walk again together,
It's
and
like
then
four
everybody
SUVs like following, like
All
border
this-
patrol, like following.
Oh man.
And I'm like,
because of
okay.
him, I was
So
like
But the
So
thing,
you're the problem.
yeah, I know. I should shave it and like put bleach on my face and I'll be fine. But once they talked, I guess they were doing their job too, and it's good. Like they should check on people, right? Don't abuse their power. That was a different instance. That was like one part of Vermont. The other part of Vermont, it wasn't Vermont. That was North Dakota when the border patrol agent was having a trip.
Yes.
Vermont was great. It has the best of both worlds. You have liberals and
Conservatives.
yeah. So it's like it's a very gun friendly state, and at the same time it's very like hip state too. So I like Vermont out of all the states. Like if I wanted to move to a state, I would go Vermont because it has best of both worlds.
You talked about some of like the harder experiences, but what, like, you know, you're saying that, you know, people are missing out on all of this stuff. What are some of those things that people are really missing out on? What's your favorite experiences?
What do you mean, like?
Like you're saying how, like, you know, there's closed-minded people in some of these communities that miss out on everything because they're focused on being doctors, lawyers, and engineers. So what is it that you've experienced that, you know, like is just...
One of the thing I loved it so much, it's actually in Maryland Naval Academy, and I never heard of it, and I never went there, and we went there and we got a tour, and we're like, this is so amazing. They do all different kind of thing, and it's like, it's as good as Harvard University. You have to be very smart to get in there, but it's like, once you're done, you serve military for a couple of years, and then you get out, your life is set. It's like, and then do a lot of like exciting thing. It's not just going college and study and graduate. It's like they have to do exercise a couple hours a day. They have to do all kind of
So
activity.
did you guys visit that?
So
Yeah, it's like you go in there, they give you tour, and like you visit the whole academy.
So our first stop was Naval Academy because that was like the biggest thing. Because we picked every big thing in each state. So when we left Baltimore, we went to Annapolis first. So that was our first stop, and we took a tour of the Naval Academy. Tell me, did you guys ever, like, it was most Desi kids or anybody you hear, immigrants, they're like, Harvard, if you get into Harvard, that's the biggest thing, right? The family reputation status just goes through the roof. But there's like so many other things. Like what we learned in Naval Academy, I was like, I can't go back in the past, but if you have a kid, I'm going to tell him, like, there's another option besides the Ivy League schools. Pursue this, because it will, like, first of all, you have to be not just good academically, you have to be good, like, mentally and physically, because it's very vigorous. Like, it's not just like your gym class. Like, you're swimming, like, they'll make you swim a lot, track and all that. And I feel like if the immigrants come to this country, they should bring their culture to a point, but be part of the future for this country.
The other thing is like, when I talk about it earlier, is like we make our life so hard. Like they're like, do this, just work hard, and that's all about it. And it's like we've seen a lot of people doing like normal job, like I don't know, being
And
cashier,
living life.
being cashier at this store, and they're like
It's
so happy with their life.
like-
We're amazed, and we're like, why they're so happy? Like they love their
'Cause-
job, even like it's minimum wage job, and it's like they don't make that much money. They probably don't have college education, but they're like so happy with their job and their life. It's like it amazes you.
I
Like,
literally wanted to be a farmer. I met these farmers. I was like, oh my God, you
Yeah.
guys are so happy. And it's like, let's say they make like $300,000 a year. They're probably like, their bills are like $295,000. So they just literally make $5,000 for themselves in 1 year. But their lives are hard physically, but they're like happy and content. They don't have this like right now at this very moment, I am having struggle. Like I've been in my industry for work, and I'm having a hard time finding a job, right? But
How are you guys making money right now?
Yeah.
We're not making full money. We just did better, like really good financial planning, like in 2016, 2017.
we
It's all
saved
saved
a
up?
lot.
Yep. So
Wow.
and
That's
our
awesome.
next goal is save 250 grand and then
And
do this in
go
another,
other
like Asia, like go
countries.
from one end of the Asia to another end of Asia, or like just do the whole Africa.
Wow.
So that's where our, like, because we were
That's
looking.
our plan. Like we don't want to stop traveling.
Have you ever thought about like GoFundMe or anything like that?
I
Yes,
feel we
but-
did,
You'd rather
but
work for it?
I feel like there are other people who actually need it. Like
Okay.
like
Yeah.
like if I tell somebody, hey, GoFundMe for my adventure and me having fun, I feel like it's selfish.
Okay.
But I mean, I would love to do it if I didn't feel that
Well,
way.
that's why the sponsor
Yeah.
route would be
Right.
So we
ideal
were
for
like,
you guys.
if we find a niche or something unique and people like it, and that's how we wanted to get into YouTube, to like tell people about ourselves. The challenge we had was there's a bunch of other people like us. We made the top 100 van life list. We were like, what, 60? We were surprised. We thought we were
Wow.
going to be like 99 or
16?
100.
That's
60,
awesome.
60.
Oh, okay.
So, because
So awesome.
we
That's still awesome
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
the list.
we did not know. Somebody like just told us like they made
The
this
fact that
list.
there's a list
Yeah,
is
because
already surprising.
Yeah, so they make like lists of everything, like top best homeschool.
Wait, how do you get like higher? Like,
Well, the top people who were hired, they had like 50
Okay,
million
a lot
subscribers.
of people, man, like
Oh.
people who get famous out there, they're like, let's be honest, a lot of them get naked. So that's like how
Yeah.
they get like famous. You see, like
Like, they'll
if
put
you go
naked
check it
pictures.
out, like van life
So-
people, a lot of them like the girl is naked in the lake and she took picture and put it on Instagram. So it's like.
SHAH-AMEER will
these
get
things-
naked on your van if that's what it takes.
yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
come on.
These things
So-
like attract people. We don't do what other people do. We just do our own thing and we
Yeah.
make video out of it.
Analytics wise, there's more men into it than women, and more adults, like
So then they want to
40s.
see women.
Yeah, so that's what like you put. So like there'll be women like without bras and like just like stickers on, I guess, and
What the heck?
10,000 likes, and then we find something really cool, 100 likes.
Yeah, because like amazing place
So-
and people are like, look at this is so pretty. And we're
So
like, yeah, 100
we had a
likes.
joke. We're like, let's take a naked picture and like, look, we'll be like #1 van life, right? But it's more than that. It's like there's a whole business strategy. We didn't really have the business background or strategy. We just learned as we went. Our biggest focus was knock out our school. We started one thing. We wanted to finish it before we pursue anything else. And I am on my last class now, and please God, pass this thing, and I'll be done. my bachelor's degree took 10 years.
What are your guys' degrees in?
I'm cybersecurity.
Why are you looking at me? You don't look at me.
No.
I'm doing business.
Are you
So-
accessing the internet through the van, or you have to
Oh
like go
yes,
to
we did all. So we.
Oh wow.
Wait, really? I'm sorry.
Well, no,
It's
we
like-
don't have any fancy like.
Is this some super cybersecurity?
So
There's
my
like a signal like
Signal,
on top.
satellite going around.
Cameras.
I wish.
I wish that would be
Yeah.
great.
But one thing was like we were with T-Mobile first, and then we did research, which is the best network. Verizon is the best overall in America, but AT&T is better in cities. So like when we move to Verizon, we'll have service in Yellowstone National Park, but nobody else will who doesn't have Verizon. So we wanted, like we used that. We got like a data line like unlimited to do our homework through that if you cannot find a library. Because Florida, they charge you at the library to use the internet.
Yeah, they charge $10 per person
That's
to
lame.
use
Yeah, and
if you don't have
The library card.
library card. Yeah, they
And
charge you $10 per person
We're
to
not
use the
from
library.
there, so it was just like we were like, let's get like a dedicated data plan to do our homework, and it worked out. Like we watched Netflix on it, we never ran out of it, and we had my line, her line, and we got a third line for like the tablet, just in case, because like we had a lot of assignments that we needed a solid internet
Do
connection.
you do all
for.
your homework on your phone?
No, we do
on
it
like a
on a laptop.
laptop, like
Okay.
connected through our
Oh, okay.
like data rate.
Catering,
And
hotspot.
that's what helps with online curriculum. So we go to University of Maryland, University College. It's not as fancy as College Park, but
I mean,
for-
it's an online school.
Yeah,
And
so-
you can
and-
do what you want.
yeah, my
Yeah.
degree
And travel the country.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
we were like, it does suck when you have a lot of homework assignment, especially finals. You have to stay put in one place. Like we were in Albuquerque for like 2 weeks for our final.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Wow.
And we saw the house, Mr. White's house from
Oh.
Breaking Bad. And
Did you throw a pizza on it?
dude, they have like fence around it, like solid metal
And they
fence
have a
around
sign,
it.
just take picture, leave us alone.
Yeah, and like they don't want, because everybody goes there. But national parks was what we wanted to focus most on. And we had a blast. We didn't have fun in Vegas. We liked San Francisco, but it was like we saw like 4 carjackings happen in front of us. So we need to get the hell out of
really?
here. Yeah, it's bad. It's like
Yeah.
on Golden Gate Bridge, people got their windows smashed, a box stolen, and made it across the bay and didn't get caught. And then the park patrol comes in. So I was like, we cannot leave our van. We need to sit in it 24/7 if you're in San Francisco.
Where are the best people and where are the ugliest people?
The worst people, in my opinion, are in California. I hate
No way.
California.
Stop.
It's
They're not like
dirty.
surf and chill. Like, yo, dude.
Okay, you guys see
Like,
movies and you guys see.
I'm
Well,
joking, I'm
it's
joking,
like-
but
First of all, California is dirty. It's congested. It's so expensive for no reason. They charge.
That's
you for,
exactly what you said about Maryland. Okay,
They charge you for
you're going from East Coast to West
hold on.
Coast,
They charge
taking shots at the whole United
They charge you
States.
for like grocery bag, okay? Like they charge you 10 cents each
Yeah.
for each grocery
Yeah, well,
bag.
this is for the
And it's
environment.
Like, people are like, rude. Like there are like so many people. Like I was like shopping, like the lady hit me and then just like
She hit you?
No, like she was walking and then like like she walked to me and then
okay.
she didn't say sorry and I'm like, okay, like but those people have manners.
You know how
and
people say
everything?
excuse me if they want
It's like,
"Dus."
I hate
I'll keep
California.
it.
They're not saying excuse me in California?
They don't have manners.
Calling
Wow.
out California.
Let's not hate on the whole state. We love the northern California.
Yes, it was pretty in Northern
The
California.
southern California, like the LA area.
It's very congested
just-
and there's so many people.
You
And
guys
then
go to Compton?
No, dude, you want me to like have bullet holes in the van?
we went to the
Just get the windows
Add the
boarded.
stickers.
The problem with the Pacific Northwestern California for us was the forest fires. So we wanted to get out of
Yes,
that. We didn't
was
really get to
bad.
focus
It
much on
followed us
there.
everywhere.
Like literally from Idaho, we get into Washington, and we're like, we thought it's gonna be all pretty. It's just smoke. It's hard to breathe.
Really?
especially-
Washington is pretty. I love
It's really
Washington.
pretty, but it was just like smoky. Like you could only see like maybe 30 feet. And
30 feet.
and we literally drove through areas where there was like fire on the side, and they had like these pilot cars that
yeah.
you can only follow these pilot cars. Like you can't drive by yourself. And that big fire you guys heard about like last year,
Yeah.
that was developing. So when by the time we got to California, there was another fire, and we are like, it got really really hot, and then this fire, and we are like, let's just go east again.
What's the biggest thing that you learned from this, and what's the future of this? Where do you see this down the road? What's your guys'
The
hopes?
biggest thing I realized after doing this, we can survive doing event. Like we don't need all this luxury thing to like have a fun life, have a good life. Like we survive living like in a hot and cold in like in a small van with just the mattress and Yeti, and that was it. And then we had like I had 3 jeans and like 5 shirts or 6 shirt and he same thing, and like we survive on that. We didn't
Wow.
need
Yeah,
all
just
these new
wash it every
like
week
fancy things in the life. It's like I was actually watching videos some other day and they're like American you don't use 60% of their house. It's like we all have all these things, we don't even use it, just it's want, it's not need. We had everything we need and we could survive on it. It's like and
The biggest thing we learned, how not to kill each other. In
Yeah.
one,
Oh, yeah.
in one.
Compromise.
Dude, we had breakups in the van. We were like, out.
we are together
24. You gotta think about it. 2 human beings in a box, 24/7.
You ever have guests over?
Nope. We had some people that asked for like a lift. We were like, nope. Like I don't know what we might get
But
murdered.
the other thing is like we go library and I'm like, you sit on that corner, I'll sit on the other corner, so I don't see you, you don't see me. And then he's
That's
like,
the way we get our own like little
but then
personal
he's like,
space.
I need attention. Can you come sit here? And I'm like, no, that's the whole point. So we don't see each other for a couple hours. But
You
it's like it's hard being together 24/7. It's exhausting too. At the same time, like you don't have the basic luxury. You don't realize like we don't have bathroom in the van. We don't have kitchen. This little thing become like such a huge thing. You're like, oh my god, there's a kitchen
you
here.
see
I
the
don't
real
need to, like-
person. You put 2 people in a room for a year, you'll see what the real selves. And
and
that's
then,
what,
yeah, you.
we still are together, and that's the best part. That's what people said. If you can survive this, you'll survive anything.
So what do you guys see down the road?
What's
What's your hopes?
Are you guys
with
trying
this?
to do this? Like,
Okay. The biggest thing that's holding us, like chaining us to Maryland right now, is our house. So house and guns. So house you can sell, right? Just put it on the market. Somebody buys
Guns.
it. I went into a phase. I've started collecting a lot of guns, so I can't just like sell them. Like it's a process to it. Guns is something like it takes a while. Like I got to go to the state police, sell them, like or like.
So you're trying to get rid of them?
I don't want to get rid of them. It's
Oh.
like my collection.
But it's like we can't live in
We can't.
anybody's
If,
house
if guns
either.
wasn't in the equation,
It's
we
not
could leave
only
like that.
One, so that's the problem. If it was one, it was
Let's
fine. Like
just
So
say I
you
can fill
hunt?
up.
Is it for hunting
No,
purpose?
it's like you know how people collect stamps. I used to collect guns, and my
You
thing.
just didn't do anything with
Interesting.
them though.
No, I mean I would go shooting range once in a while, but
Okay.
you remember the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith? The guy has like this trailer in his basement, like under the shed, with like just guns on the wall. So like I saw the movie when I was a kid. I was like, that is my future goal. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have like a trailer with just like every single kind of gun I can get my hands on, put them up.
that's the other thing people call us crazy for, having
Yeah.
so many guns.
So-
I don't blame them.
But it's like I never saw them as like taking a life with them. I literally just like
Right.
collecting them. I was like, okay.
How many
just-
do you think you have?
Well, I have like around 15,
Oh my
20.
gosh.
So, but it's
That's a lot.
I have one.
So she got one. Yeah, she got one. So.
She has the biggest one.
But it was like.
No, I met him. He had guns. I was like, this is so cool. I want to go shooting range. And then I went shooting range. I was like, I want to get my own gun.
So,
And then I
So
bought one.
awesome. You guys are like super compatible.
yeah, so it's just that is the biggest issue. Like we want to leave again. We sell the house, we bring the dogs with us, and we can take off, right?
Well, that depends if we want to do in America. My idea was when I told him the other day, we get a job, save up another, like work for like another 1 year or two, save up 100,000, 200,000, and go some other country, and like for another 1 year or 2 year we take off and just travel again and just
Like
keep
live
doing
frugally. Like what we're trying to work on right now is work 1 to 2 years, and then 1 year just like live life. Like you want to live in 5-star hotels, do that, and live 1 year. Or like if you want to live 3 years, just like sort of frugally, you can still do that. But like work, so like not, instead of doing the whole 20-year career then retire, do in increments. Like 2 years work, save money, live frugally, don't buy a car if you have some, like don't have payments unnecessary. Save, quit your job, find a continent, go spend time there for a year, right? Then come back, save. And while we're doing this, figure out other ways to make revenue,
Right.
right? If our ManWife VanLife can make revenue, we're
Done with cybersecurity.
yes, right? So, but other than that, I got to come back and be like, do cybersecurity stuff. The reason she went business was so she can put all of this in perspective.
Like the
Yeah.
van stuff?
Yeah, like
Okay.
our like.
Well, that's not the only reason. That's one of
Oh,
them.
Yeah, you make
So-
it sound like she dedicated it to
Well,
You're
she
like, yeah, and I did
she was
cybersecurity.
trying to. Well, I almost convinced her to be a graphic designer so she can do all the cool stuff for us, like the videos and like logos. She's like,
Let's be honest. The videos I made is a lot better than his.
so I'll
Oh,
give
so
her
she's
that.
a better editor than
Yeah, she is. She just doesn't.
I spend a lot of time. I'm very picky. I spend a lot of time. I make sure everything's perfect. And then he's like, he makes video like in
Speaking
10
on
minutes,
this-
and I'm like, this is not how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take your time and like do it like.
Speaking on this note, I got dumped in van life because of that stupid video. I accidentally deleted it. She left me. She literally left.
She got her own van.
Well,
Started
no,
over.
she was going to the airport and like fly back home, and I was like driving behind her.
Imagine
literally.
like you work 5 hours or something, and then he just come here and press the delete button. I'm like,
I didn't mean to.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't mean to delete it, but like it wasn't gone. Like I pressed the undo button, it came back, but she didn't. She flipped out. She grabbed her back. She
Would
started
you get a
walking.
taxi and like?
No, she started walking.
Are
So
you
I'm
driving?
driving. I'm driving behind
Started
her.
walking to the
This is
airport.
so dramatic.
Imagine this. Yes. Imagine this. I'm driving.
Just Google
Were you
everything.
serious?
Yes. She
Yes,
had
I
it.
get so pissed off. Like I spent 5-6 hours working on this video. Like he make video in 1 hour, and it's like I do not like them. I don't even watch them anymore. But when I make video, I spend like 7-8 hours, and I care about them. They're
How
like
many
my
times have you
baby.
each dumped each other?
A lot.
Oh, we
Who does
break
more
up.
of the
On
dumping?
average, we break up once a month So- for like 10 minutes.
Who does
and
it
then
more often?
Dude, I'm telling you, this one time she
That is
left.
what-
She's
So
walking.
happy about it.
I am driving behind her, like begging her, please get back in the van. And this literally guys are driving next to her and telling her to hop in. And I'm like,
No,
"Look,"
there
it's
is a
like-
lady came in, and
No,
she
this-
see him following me. She's like, "Are you okay? Is he? Do you know him? Why is he following you?" I was like, "No, I'm fine. He's my husband. It's okay. You can leave."
We're just having a
We
thing
do this
right
all
now.
the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
we have food fights in the van.
Food fights?
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
no,
gosh.
that sounds messy.
We did, and we had to clean it up later on. And you gotta understand, it's like the size of your bathroom. We're in there 24/7, right? If you're not doing anything, and you get on each other's nerves, and every stupidest things will bother you. And like the video thing, right? I just pressed delete because I wanted to delete like part of the audio or something. Apparently selected the whole thing and deleted everything from iMovie. So I'm like, crap. And I'm like, she flipped out. And I was so confused. I'm like, why is she angry? Later on I realized it's just undo button. And just everything comes back in
The
there.
way you said button.
Oh my god. All right. Where can people find you guys to follow this journey? It sounds like there's still some planning ahead, but it sounds like you guys are dedicated to this. So where can people follow your journey?
Instagram is like, we update Instagram more often. We also have a website, manwifevanlife.com.
On
And then-
Instagram, it's at ManWife VanLife.
Yes, just one word. We have Snapchat. That's like whatever you're doing at that moment in the day, we do Snapchat. But based on the recent Snapchat update, that might change. So,
Oh no.
and then website, Twitter, and YouTube. So
And pretty much you can Google ManWife VanLife.
you
and
Google
all this
ManWife
comes up.
ManWife VanLife, will pop right up. So.
Awesome.
Nice.
Amber, you want to hit him with the last question?
If you could describe yourself in any flavor, what would it be and why?
Does
I
this
guess I
have to be a
mute-
collective?
Yeah, I think it's collective.
What? Yeah. So like, what is ManWife VanLife's flavor?
Yeah.
Any flavor in the world, and why?
You
Like
both.
food flavor?
Yeah, and like
okay.
Any
anything
flavor.
like
that
if you could
describes
describe
you
your,
two both and your
Right.
journey, I guess.
Sweet, sour, I guess.
So it's I don't know. For some reason, I want to say pistachio ice cream.
Okay.
Because we're like the same, but we have like these issues with each other, like the pistachio within the ice cream.
Oh my
So like
gosh.
that, I don't know. It's just
Wait, no, okay, I get
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So it's like all these nuts that
Wait,
we
she
like,
has to agree too. Do you like that?
Sure, I guess.
She's a pistachio, clearly.
I think we're like more like sweet and sour. Like we have great time, but then sometimes we have the worst time ever too. So it's like
So we're duck sauce. we're the Chinese duck
yeah,
sauce.
we're Chinese duck,
Duck
sauce.
sauce? Oh my
Duck
god.
sauce is it?
Okay, duck sauce it is.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was like super fun. We learned so much. We weren't even asking questions half
Yeah,
the
you
time. We were
guys,
just
like-
listening because it was so
Yeah.
much fun. And for everybody listening, like, I really hope that you guys learned something from this and you follow them because this sounds so awesome. I know I'm going to be following you guys on everything after this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on to Strange Flavors and talking about your journey. And we wish you the best of luck. Yeah, of
Thank you
course.
for having us.
Yeah. And for everybody listening, this has been another week, another flavor, a little less stranger. We'll talk to you next time.
Sherry, I